Hi gang, Barbecue Joe here. Going to show you what I figured out. This is pretty much day one of having the material here. We've got a total of like 12 pallets of material and one pallet of corners. They're actually stacked up there. That's enough to do 3 corners. Here's what we've determined so far. I'm just playing around with this stuff and getting a feel for how to handle it and how to move it around. Obviously has this stage too close, so I'm going to spread it out back here a little bit more so I got room to maneuver around in here with the tractor and not run into my stuff. Eventually I'll probably put a couple pallets in the back there as well. And we're going to probably end up with 1 or 2 pallets inside here. We'll stack this wall from the inside but using the tractor. And this wall we can build from the outside. And possibly that wall from the inside, maybe the outside. I haven't decided yet. I'm just getting a feel for my job site here. One thing I found that's definitely helpful, these right here. They call them cut sleeves. They call them a bunch of other things. These are made by Memphis. They call them cut sleeves. They're very sturdy. Yeah, they're hard to cut. And this stuff is really rough with this concrete on it. Rubbing your arms on this all day is just going to be absolute hell. So we're not going to do that. So I would highly suggest getting a pair of these, or you're going to end up wearing some long sleeves of some sort that are going to end up getting torn to crap. Okay, so let's discuss what's going on here. This is just the first course laid out. Nothing's tacked down. I'm just trying to find my corners and figure out where center is and la 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 la. Right now I have a string line run basically from corner to corner, not exact, just roughly corner to corner. And I put a string level on it this morning, and it's pretty straight actually. You can see we have a bit of difference there. We're gonna have to fix that. The corners are all good. They're actually about the same height. I have a transit coming in tomorrow, so I can really get some good shots. But the corners are all pretty much the same height, and it's pretty much square from corner to corner. It's just the elevation of the footing that's a little off. My plan at this point is I'm going to, instead of trying to fix the foundation to make it level, I'm going to come up with the next course of block, and then I'm going to get my transit. I'm going to send it in the center there, and it's going to have a laser, and I'm going to shoot a line all the way around the inside perimeter on the second level of block, and then I'm going to come along with a skill saw and or chainsaw, and I'm going to cut it all level. I think that's going to be the easiest way to go about it. Looking at the block, what we're going to end up doing, I think, for starters, is I'm going to drill 2 foot on center, which is every other hole. I'm going to drill down, and I'm going to drive some 1/2 inch rebar, and then I'm just going to put a shovel of cement in each hole on down the line, and that should hold their block nice and steady. Then I'll come along with the next course, and the next course will get glued so it will remain steady, and then I'll shoot that line and cut this all the way around to level. The worst of it really is right here. There's about a 6 inch, 5-6 inches elevation difference. There's a hump here, and you know, there's a little bit there, there's a little bit here and there. So that's the way I see it for right now. So I just kind of laid it out. I'm getting a feel for what it's going to feel like, what it looks like, what this material is like to handle. Messing around here with a corner, kind of see how these corners fit together. Put in one bar just to see. That's how that'll go, and then there'll be another bar that'll run top to bottom, run vertically as well as horizontally. They call for every other course for the bar. Hell, I don't know. I might do them all. I'm not sure. But at this point, I'm just trying to decide, once again, how I'm going to handle this stuff. This is called cordwood construction. This is how we were going to originally build the house. Doesn't need to be level at the bottom because you're just coming up with these logs and running mud in two courses. There's actually a hollow space. This wall is 16 inches thick, but it's just got a rail of cement going up and over each log, and then another one on the inside with a dead space in the middle. You don't need to start out perfectly level. You only need to worry about getting level when you get towards the top for your roof. So that's why the roof, or the floor, was not level. The foundation was not level over there because we didn't need to pay attention to that, because this is how we were originally going to do it. But I'm glad we didn't, because as this wood further ages, you end up with holes and loose pieces, and that'd be a pain in the ass inside the house. We used cedar for the most part, so it's relatively bug free. This has been standing for over 15 years. So it's not the worst way to build if you had a whole lot of wood, but this is the reason that the foundation over at the house, or the addition site, is not level, and that's why. As I'm sitting here looking at this stuff, I've never done things by the book. I always do things wrong for some reason, and I think I'm about to. The manual and the owner of the company, whatever, says the way you do this is you put the thick side on the outside and the thin side on the inside. Looking at this, I'm thinking about how I'm going to plumb the house, how I'm going to run the electrical, and those sorts of things. Obviously, the exit plumbing will all be dug into the foundation and run out the house that way. But I'm going to put all the plumbing, I'm going to put all the electrical in the walls, kind of like you would a normal house. But this stuff here, supposedly, you can just sheetrock right to this stuff. You can stucco right to it without any preparation. So chances are we'll probably sheetrock it. And there's no reason you can't come along with some sort of a big router, sort of cutter of some sort, and just router in where the electrical's all going to run, where the plumbing's all going to run. And as I got to looking at it and thinking about it, it occurred to me that there's a heck of a lot more room on the inside, using the thick side on the inside, to be able to sink an electrical box, or to be able to bury 1/2-inch plumbing in the walls. I don't know if I'm going to use copper or PVC at this point. I'm still thinking about it. But that sure gives you a whole heck of a lot more leeway. And there's your electrical box. And then you got a 1/2 inch of plywood. There's sheetrock. That doesn't leave a whole lot of wiggle room for anything. You start getting into the mud. This is flush there, and you're going to start getting into the concrete. Whereas here, man, you can router this out all day long and have all kinds of room before hitting the concrete. So he says that's not how you're supposed to do it. But thinking about it, the answer was thermally, supposedly. But we're always trying to keep the heat in, the cold out, the cold from getting in, the heat from going out, whichever. I'd be willing to bet that once this is filled with concrete, the amount of energy it takes to get from this side of the wall to that side of the wall is the same amount of energy it's going to take to get from that side of the wall to this side of the wall. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. This is, from here to here, it's the same distance, the same materials and everything else. So I don't see any advantage, thermally speaking, by doing it any other way, and especially when it comes to the plumbing and the electrical. One thing's for sure, we're going to have a number of pallets by the time we're done taking these apart. I got a deposit on them. They want them back, but I think they're going to end up being more useful for us. I might end up using them for the bucking that goes for the doorways and stuff when you plug this up. That 2x4 there might work just fine for it. Or, you know, they might end up being some sort of scaffolding. You could very easily turn it into some kind of scaffolding. So, there's that. This is probably where we'll stage our rebar area. This is a rebar cutter bender that I picked up off Craigslist for $60 as compared to $300 and some odd dollars. Brand new. Tested it, it works fine. It'll bend a 90. It'll also bend loops if you find a reason for those. I don't know what yet. But there's a must-have. Beats using a cutting torch or a grinder or whatever to cut rebar. Another detail I'm going to do is once I snap some lines where my corners are, I'm going to place some 1x in the corners to facilitate where the blocks go, so if they get moved around, it won't matter. One nifty little thing that somebody came up with at one point is the blue screw. These are just awesome. Buy a box of these. They come with a drill bit and drill right into the concrete, and these screw right into the concrete, and they don't move, and they come right back out. You can use them again. So I'm gonna go around the corners and maybe a few places along the wall and set them in just as a guide to help keep things square. Another thing I'm thinking about here is the flooring. This is fairly level. I mean, there's not a whole lot of stuff that needs to come in or out all the way around. It just needs to be spread around a bit. But I'm thinking, if need be, I might bring in some more dirt and raise the level up just a little bit. That's 5-6 inches all the way around where it was poured at, 6 inches basically. And I'm going to obviously have this floor poured with concrete, and I might just come up a couple of inches up the wall. Maybe I'll fill in a little bit more dirt to take up some volume, but I think I'll have it overflow the foundation and go right up against the wall by a couple of inches, and that way we can get level throughout and maybe deal with this hump we got going on here. Yeah, I ran over it with the tractor, caught it with the edge of the rim. That's easily fixed, no big deal. Good morning. We've relocated the block. Make some room over here so I can move the tractor around and not run into my stuff. Be a little bit more centrally located. Let's do a quick overview of the project. I don't have any plans actually drawn out yet, so we're going to kind of do this as we go, but I'm going to show you kind of what I'm seeing at this point. There's probably going to be a door here. It might be just a big regular door. It might be a sliding glass door, I'm not sure, but I'm seeing a door in here somewhere. And this whole area here, this is all going to be kitchen. This door here obviously is already there and leads into this side of the house, which is going to be bedroom, storage, closet space, all kinds of whatever. I haven't decided yet. Things will unfold as they happen. But again, this will be kitchen here. I'm fairly certain that this corner is going to be our laundry area. It's going to be a laundry room. There will be a door on this wall somewhere, so you can enter through the carport and you come right in and bada boom, there's your laundry room. It's not a bad layout setup for that. For right now, I'm seeing laundry room in the corner, possibly a spare bedroom here, and then maybe a full bath in here somewhere. I'm not sure, but the idea is they have a spare bedroom and with a bathroom attached, so a person could go from the spare bedroom, have private access to the bathroom, and then also have access from the kitchen into the bathroom. Probably going to be a room here with a window over here somewhere. I'm not sure what the room, it could be a study, it could be a studio, it could be a music room, it could be a shop, I don't know what. That leaves room here for, maybe another room. I'm not sure. This opening. The original idea for that was a double-sided fireplace, so there'd be a fire visible from the bedroom side and also this side, because this will probably end up being, living room something. I'm not sure yet, but we definitely know that there's going to be a door this way to lead us out to outdoor dining and maybe patio out here, the kitchen, and probably bathroom, spare bedroom, laundry room. Most likely a hallway will come from that door and lead through here somewhere. I haven't decided on the roofing yet, but what I'm kind of seeing is I'll probably put a ledger up along here, and then of course the next wall that's going to be there, it'll run the whole length of that wall, and the roof will tie into that, and then of course tie into wherever the roof line ends up here. This is approximately 13 feet from there to there. I've got enough block to go around 13 feet, but with the ledger somewhat below that line, That'll make this wall probably a little shorter. Roof might tie into it from the top. It might tie into the sides. We used TJIs on this detail here. It looks like beams. I mean, it looks like solid wood, but it's really not. Those are encased TJIs, and I actually incorporated them into the pour on the wall. I may run the TJIs again, just run them all the way across, and once again maybe I'll incorporate them in the wall. It's all going to be a matter of concrete and finances, getting the floor poured, getting the walls poured. The walls can be poured before the floor. Financially speaking, that's probably how it's going to go. There's going to be, obviously, I think we're going to put a door on the laundry room there. And then wherever the spare bedroom comes in, there'll probably be another door. Maybe a patio out there for the spare bedroom. I'm not sure. But how the roofing ties into this wall, I'm not sure. But the way I'm seeing is that it needs to come from here and down to here somehow. So that's the basic idea for right now. We'll figure it out kind of as we go. Obviously we'll have to leave block out for wherever our doors are going to be. We'll just probably do that to standard sizes and go from there, see what we find.